second half, you played a lot of like four guards almost with May, Clemens running the point. What were your thoughts on that? Was it based on personnel?
Well, we were just matching up to them. They went small and quick. They took their center out, and they were spreading us and driving the ball. So we had to put a team out there that could contain penetration. We gave them 5 threes in the first half. We felt like if we gave them 5 threes in the second half, that would really be problematic. So we contained penetration better, contested threes better, and then, of course, got a little more movement on our hands and really executed substantially better in the second half offensively.
Talking about Mike's play, he was more of an offensive force. Of course, he had Anthony handling the ball some, but hit those big threes when you guys were kind of struggling, that 13-2 run kind of.
Well, you know what? He was open. Guys were making plays. They were finding it. We missed like our first 3 jumpers and got a little tight, and then we threw it inside, turned it over, and stood around. And in the second half, we just had a lineup on the floor that would just attack whatever they were in and just make plays. We spaced it better. We screened it. We slipped. We got some offensive rebounds, 17 offensive rebounds are really good for us.
Talking about playing, did you go into the game thinking you're going to play Mike and Anthony a lot together, or is that just the way the matchups went?
No, it's just the way it worked out. We were not containing penetration in the first half. It's part of the reason why they hit 5 threes, and felt like in order to solve that, we needed to have Marble, Eric May, and Anthony and Mike on the floor. That makes us small, and it changes what we can do on offense. There's not a lot of sets we can run because those guys are typically not in those positions. So then we just had to go play.
Are you pleased that those guys, Mike and Anthony, for freshmen, stepped up though?
Well, they didn't play like freshmen.
Yeah.
I mean, Mike never does, and the great thing about Anthony is he made a couple freshman mistakes, but came right back. It didn't linger on him, and that's a big time sign for me that he's special.
Was there ever a point where you thought about taking him out there in the second half, or was he impressing you enough to just say?
No, he was just too good. He was in control. I mean, he didn't look rattled at all. He played both ends. There were a lot of timeouts. Keno took a bunch, and then with the media timeouts, we really didn't have a tired team. There was one time in the second half where I thought Whitey was tired. We took him out. I took Mike out with 9.5 and put him back in with 7:47 just to give him 2 minutes, because I knew we would need him down the stretch, because I knew they were going to start pressing and trapping full, and I needed to have my handlers ready.
Belson really had an active first half. He came off the bench and really provided energy. I think 4 blocks in the first half.
He was terrific. I mean, he made a couple big baskets. When we were struggling for a basket, 2 different situations, he made a big basket for us. And then, of course, he made, the 1 free throw he had. We were 14 for 23. I mean, we were getting to the free throw line. They were fouling with the small lineup, and we missed 4 front ends. So you miss, 9 free throws, 4 front ends. That's the difference in the game right there. Could have been a lot worse.
Now, when you're going into a game pretty quick here again, has Anthony kind of moved up in your mind, or will it just be a matchup thing as to his minutes?
Yeah, matchup thing. And that's what I told the guys in the locker room. I didn't anticipate ending the game with that lineup on the floor, but that's the lineup that won the game for us. So we have to understand and appreciate that and be ready to step up. We might go big some point in time. I thought Gabe played well enough to go back in, but it wasn't his kind of game. So he didn't get to go back in the second half. Josh didn't go back in the second half. And that's unfortunate, because those 2 guys have played well enough to go back in, and I feel badly about that. But at that point in time, we needed to have the team on the floor that I felt would give us the best chance to win, and that will fluctuate. We're fortunate enough to be deep enough to do that.
Now, you do have more matchups, more ways to handle different matchups now than you have in the previous 2 years.
More guys that can score.
Eric May looked like he's kind of in his forte, playing defense, coming off, providing energy. You really like what
He's been spectacular. I mean, in practice, in the summer, in the fall, I mean, everything we'd hoped he would be. You put him in the game, he just doesn't make mistakes. He makes plays. He's healthy. He's really playing with confidence. So when he does make a mistake, he plays through it. That used to linger on him. He put too much pressure on himself. He doesn't do that anymore. Just goes down and does something good for you. And we had him on the 5-man there down the stretch. Just go front the 5-man, and then be ready to go in there and get a rebound for us. He was great.
He's a physical player. His strength.
He's tough. He's mentally tough. He's physically tough. He's quick, and he's smart. And those are guys who win for you.
When you envisioned both Anthony and Mike in this class, I think you envisioned there would be significant times when they would be playing together, right?
I did, and I told them that, you know, and I think it was important to both of them to know and understand that that might happen, because very rarely will, when one point guard commits, another point guard comes. It just doesn't happen. But both of them can shoot the ball, and both of them can defend. So I could legitimately, honestly tell that I would play them both together at different times, and I have, and I will.
What was it like coaching against Keno with all his family ties to the program?
To be honest with you, I didn't really think about that.
Your thoughts on Woodbury in his second game, limited action? You mentioned he had to go with the smaller lineup out there.
Say that again?
Your thoughts on Woodbury in the second game?
You know, the thing about Adam, I thought he was great tonight. I mean, he fumbled it the first time he got it. It was a different kind of game for him. He made a big put back. He got his hands on balls, but the thing, you know, you look at 4 offensive rebounds when we really needed the ball back. And he played great post defense when he was in there. He's going to be great.
One more question? No?
Thank you.
Okay.